everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Miss Solomon, and she's the founder of thedatingtruth.com, and I'm so excited to have her here today because, ladies, she's going to tell you the answer to this burning question that I get asked all the time is where to find men. So before we jump into this, she's going to give you her 3 best tips, by the way. Before we jump into this, Ms. Solomon, tell our audience a little bit about you and how you got into the dating industry.
Well, thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so excited to be here. I actually got started by accident. I went on a lot of great dates in my 20s and met a lot of really great guys. And I thought, I can teach people how to do this. I'm no genius, so what I did and what made me so successful, I decided to teach to men and women.
Awesome. That means that you were such a pro and it came so naturally that now she's teaching these tips to everybody. And actually, this brings us into today's topic because you said something to me, and this was actually, it's funny, we didn't even plan this interview. But I knew this would be a hot topic, ladies. But she said to me off camera, she said, I just go out and look for men. And she goes, a lot of women don't do that. And I was like, she's absolutely right, because a lot of the women that are members of my site, they either just do online dating or they go to bars, and that's it. But when Miss Solomon was telling me she actually goes out and is very proactive, how many ladies can you say that you actually do that? Not very many. So, Miss Solomon, give us your 3 best tips on where to find men. Like, where do you go when you literally go out? I'm going to go find men today.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, my favorite is the men's department at Nordstrom's. So if you have a mall near you or a department store near you, the men's department is a great place to find good-looking guys. And, you just ask them, hey, that's a great shirt. I want to get my dad something. I want to get my brother a gift for, his birthday. Where can I get this shirt? What do you think about it? There's so many topics of conversation in the men's department. You could even say you're lost. But I think it's a great way to find great-looking and stylish men.
It's so funny because I just wrote an ebook on where to meet men, and it's available on singleandstilettos.com. But that's one of the tips I say is go to the men's department. Miss Solomon is absolutely right. And when she says those are perfect examples, what you said is one of the tips I give is say that looks nice on you. I need this for my boyfriend or father. You always make sure that you say not that you don't have a boyfriend, right?
Right.
But the other thing you can do too, ladies, is if you sit in the men's shoe department, because ladies, I love men's shoes for some reason. I always notice men's shoes. And if you sit in the men's department, and when they're trying on shoes, this is the perfect way to do it. Pretend like you're waiting for someone, but you're really not. You're waiting to meet a great guy. Is while he's trying on shoes, is you compliment the shoes that those look really nice on you. You should get those.
Absolutely.
Men will love that.
Absolutely. And they're already there. They love that they didn't have to go to a bar to meet a woman.
Exactly. And ladies, if you think that the shoe compliment doesn't work, I will tell you it does, because I've actually tested it out myself, and I've done it actually when I've gone out and I noticed a guy, because like I said, for some reason I just noticed men's shoes, and I was out at this bar and I noticed this guy's shoes, and I looked in and I go, and I really was just complimenting his shoes. I didn't really want to meet him, but I complimented on his shoes, and he became like butter in my hands. He was like, oh, thank you. And he kept talking to me and talking to me. So if you don't think these tips work, they work. Trust me. Okay, so Miss Solomon, tell us your second tip.
So my second tip is to go to hotel bars and not just your regular or usual bar. A lot of men travel for work, businessmen, and they don't have the time or they don't know where to go, so they go to the hotel bar by themselves. So it's a great way to meet a lot of guys sitting by themselves. And trust me, if you're not bold enough to talk to them, they will talk to you. If you just sit and order a drink, I'm telling you, within 3 minutes, you'll have somebody talking to you.
Okay, so I'm going to play the devil's advocate because I've heard this one thing before, and I want you to address it on how a woman could deal with this issue. And this is the issue of, and maybe it happens more in New York City because it is New York, but how does a woman make sure that a man doesn't realize that she's a lady of the night?
Well, it depends on the bar you go to. It doesn't
Okay.
hurt to do a little research and say, you know what, I just read about this place, I just read about the chef, or I read about the bartender, or they have a special drink that you wanted to try, or a great happy hour. You can use a reason to be there because a lot of these hotel bars, if you're not in New York City, are very highly rated and
Right.
sometimes better than, your average bar or restaurant.
Exactly. And I think another good point too is in how you dress too. I mean, you
Right.
you want to dress where you're attracting, but you don't want to dress over the top where it looks like you're a lady of the night. Right?
Absolutely. And if you're just coming from work or even if you're meeting a girlfriend, don't choose your usual place. Try somewhere a little bit different. And hotel bars, they're usually very beautiful. They usually have great decor. So I would check it out.
That's true. That is very, very true. Okay, what's your third tip on where to find men?
So my third tip on where to find men is the gym. And a lot of women don't do this because they're nervous that they don't have makeup on or they don't look pretty, but you're by yourself, you're in a very natural environment, and it's a great way to ask a guy how to use a machine or to ask him about health tips, protein tips. If he looks fit, just ask him, what his diet is like and tell him you're trying to gain muscle but not bulk up. But it's a great way to start a conversation. You're by yourself and it's very low pressure.
Yeah, and you can, ladies, also ask to work in sets if he's working on a machine where he's taking a rest here. Work in. I had a guy do that to me once. He's like, "Can I work in with you?" And I was so dumbfounded. I was like, "What?" But that's a good way to pick up men. And you also said something else about like if you're at the juice bar or whatever, ask them about something they've tried there, right?
That's right. There's always a lot of products at the gym that you've never tried, protein bars, protein shakes. And so ask the men about it. They'll be more than happy to tell you everything they know about protein.
Oh, yes, they will. Men know their thing about muscle building protein and everything and what the best protein powder is and all that. And ladies, even if you don't have an interest in it, fake it. You're just trying to
Yeah.
open the door to conversation. That's it.
Right. But you're naturally by yourself at the gym. So if you're not brave enough to go out alone, then that's one place that at least you can do by yourself.
Exactly. Well, these have been some awesome tips. So, Miss Solomon, tell our audience how they can find you.
You can find me and more tips at thedatingtruth.com.
Awesome. And ladies, I will tell you, I also, if you really want to know the 65 best places to find men, I wrote an ebook, How to Meet and Attract the Right Man. And it's on my website at singleandstilettos.com, and it's available for only $7. So I think we can all afford that. And I give you my best tips in there on where to meet men and why men aren't approaching you. If you wonder why men aren't approaching you, I tell you a secret about that and how to get them to approach you. So thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com, and if you like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. If you'd like to get our free report on the top 10 secrets on what attracts a man and what turns him off, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.